Elsa, can you make it snow so I can go sledding? Of course, Olaf. Whee! Hey, Alexander, I'm getting an orange. Do you want a snack too? Yeah. Can you get me my apple, please? Sure. Oh no! Alexander, come here quick! What's wrong? Look, I think the cooler got a little too cold. Oh, yeah. I stuck those in the freezer last night so they'd be extra cold today. I guess it froze them too well. Well, we're going to have to get it out of the ice if we want our snack. And how are we going to do that? Good question. I have an idea. So, Alexander and I found a few things that could possibly help us melt this big ice cube with our snacks inside. The only problem is we need to figure out which one works the quickest because Alexander and I are starting to get hungry. How does ice melt? Well, ice is water in a frozen state. When water is a liquid, it means that the molecules are warm and are moving around, which makes it a liquid. That is until it reaches its freezing temperature, or the temperature at which the molecules cool and slow down enough to make structures that turn into ice. I'm ready to turn ice back into water. How about we use the mittens? If it can warm Anna and Kristoff's hand, then it can warm our ice cube. Then it could possibly melt it. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, let's do it. Ooh, I feel my hands getting warm already. I'm ready to melt the ice. Come on, let's do this. Yeah. Okay, let's warm you up, little guy. By rubbing it, we're creating friction. I hope this warms up the molecules faster. Yep. Rub-a-dub-dub. How are you doing? Good. It's not melting very well. Is yours melting? Not really. I guess the friction we're causing with our hands isn't quite enough to melt it fast enough. Maybe we should try something else. Yeah, it's not warming it like we thought it would. Which one should we choose now? The spray bottle. Since the water in here is room temperature, it's warmer than the actual water inside the ice cube, so it should possibly melt it. Good idea. Let's try it out. Woohoo! Is yours melting? No, not really. Is yours? Not that well. There has to be a quicker way. How about the spoons? We can be like Kristoff and carve out our snacks from the ice. Then we can eat our snacks. That might work. Come on, let's try it. Kristoff's job is so much fun. I know. Well, it's not working that well because we don't have the tools that Kristoff's using. If we could finish this, it's probably going to take a really, really, really long time. That's a lot of reallys, and that's true. This is definitely not going to work. All we have left is salt. How is salt supposed to work? We all know that water has a freezing point, or the point where it changes from a liquid to a solid. Salt lowers the freezing point of the water. So if we sprinkle it over the ice cube, it would turn from a solid to a liquid really quickly. Come on, let's try it. Yes. Let's make sure it really gets in there. It's actually kind of working. Yeah, it's starting to melt. Whoa, that looks really cool. We might finally get to eat our snacks. Let's work on the bottom parts here. Whoa, a whole big chunk fell off. Look at that. Wait, mine's finally out. Look, Alex, we did it. We're finally done. Whoa, it did take a long time, but it was the quickest out of all the options. Yep, the salt really did its job. Yes, finally we get to eat it. I never would have guessed that salt was such a quick way to melt ice. Actually, now that I think about it, it makes sense why they put salt on roads when it snows and gets super icy. It helps melt the ice and keep roads safe. So Olaf should probably avoid salty foods, huh? We wouldn't want him to melt. Right. Although, Elsa could always refreeze him. That's true. And now we finally get to eat our snacks. Yay! Come on. I guess it's still too cold. We need Elsa to thaw them now.